All right, well, I got a offer from a company. This is a DP200 dual pulse MIG welder, it says. This is how it came off the truck. We're gonna open it up and see what we got here, but this is a Welder DP200. They sent me this to try out to make a video about it, and I agreed to do that, so we'll see what we got here in the box. Yeah. Pretty heavy foam. So this is a welder, I suppose. Pretty lightweight, maybe 25 pounds, 20 pounds. This is set up to run gas MIG or flux core. It's got a 220 plug. I think it's got an adapter in the kit to run 110. But anyway, that's a fairly standard plug. And what we got in here is, looks like a MIG. Like we got a MIG gun with about a 8-foot, maybe, lead. It's kind of cool. It's kind of got a swivel built into the handle. Plugs into the front. We got a gas tube for running gas on the MIG. We got a liner. I think this liner is for running aluminum. I'm not sure. This is our stick welding lead. Got a little stick. We got a ground lead. These seem pretty lightweight for 200 amp. Also, we have a set of nozzles, or not nozzles, but tips for different size wire and a wrench. And then we got the 220 to 110 adapter. And then we've got some various sized rollers for various size wire. That's what came in my package there. So I don't have any gas to run on the MIG. That's something we'll have to do at a later time. Also don't have the TIG torch, like I say. So most of the work I do is stick welding, which is what we would do with this. So for stick welding, I'm assuming we would just put that in for electrode. Now I think this has got adjustable processes, so there's our ground. Okay, change of plans. I plugged it into 110 just for now. See what happens here. Turn it on. The firstest. So this shows we can set up for steel. Where do we change our processes? This is home. Oh, here we go. We hit the home button. We go to stick welding. All right, we'll push that to select. Let's see, we're gonna run 6XXX, 332. I'm gonna go to 1/8. It won't go to 1/8, okay. That's because we're on 110, I suppose. Let's see what we can change here. We can do 7018, 332. See if we can change our gauge of metal. 1/8 inch. That's all we're allowed on. That gives us 90 amps. Okay, so that's pretty simple. All presets, all I think about anybody could do that. And we got a help button. All right, so this shows us how to set up our work. Put your ground in your stinger. Controls. Actually, there's some pretty good instructions built into the welder, which is nice because you're not digging around looking for your, you know, you're not having to go dig around looking for your stuff. It's got website support. That's kind of neat. Go back to home. Now we'll hit that select button. Okay, so we're still set up for 7018. 332, 1/8 inch steel. So this is just a piece of 1/4 inch plate. I'm just going to burn some beads here and see how it does on 110. Not sure what that's for. I guess that's for maybe tick. Not sure. So this is just 332. This is an AC or DC rod. I believe this thing's set up. I think it's set up for DC, but I'm not 100% sure. Well, so far, not impressive. Well, that actually did all right. I think my grounding was the issue there. So this is this is running off of a 20 amp 110 plug. I'm gonna say that ain't. That actually did pretty good for 110 volt plug. Let's run another stringer here. I kind of like the hot start. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Two rods down. I'm not running real straight stringers here, but she's got some heat. That says it's at 90 amps now. I think the amperage is changing. I probably need to get the camera set where you guys can see me weld, actually. Okay, I want to show you. Did get some flux core wire. I'm running a 0.03 wire. This is just a cheap KT Industries, not probably the greatest wire there is. I'm sure there's better stuff out there, but this is some 1/4 inch plate. I actually did a fillet weld there. I actually did this one downhill, turned out decent. This weld here, quite a few pinholes. I actually did this one downhill. I'm not a MIG welder. I don't do this stuff much, so I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I do have quite a few pinholes in the welds. So on the thicker metal, like this is some 3/16 channel. This is just some rusty stuff. I wanted to see how it did on rust. It does pretty darn good. I didn't clean that at all and just welded. That's not bad. I thought, well, maybe I'll try some lightweight. I think this is about a maybe 16 gauge metal. These are just, I just welded some pieces together. You can see I did tried some different settings. You got to move awful fast with that thin stuff. But I will show you, I made this weld, one of my better ones, with 1/16 6011. I actually liked it better. I liked how that weld turned out better than my other ones. I'm able to move the rod a little more naturally because that's what I'm used to using. But anyway, I wanted to show you the neat thing about the MIG, and this is why I like this welder. This is, now granted, I don't think this is something that's ready to go to work every day, but for somebody that's just, you know, you need to put something together here and there, I think this welder is pretty cool because you can see I've got it set for 1/4 inch plate. so it sets the thickness. It automatically set your wire speed, which that's pretty fast, 19 volts. So to change your thickness of metal, it's a matter of just going in here and you can pick something, it automatically sets it up. I like that. Now, if you want to tweak it, which if you know what you're doing, you can go over to memory and you can add a, like say you find out something that works really well for this thin stuff, you could put it in a memory in there and you can add a note. I think that's pretty cool, because that way you're not stuck with the factory settings. You can turn them up or down, so you can turn the voltage up or down, you can turn the wire speed up or down. So I like that. Now the selections on here, you got steel for flux core. You can pick up to 045. Metal goes up to 3/8. Stick, no, it goes to 3/16. I think if I had some 045, it would let me go up to 3/8. The 1/4 inch is about the max. Now that gun gets smoking hot when it's welding that. I wouldn't want to do much more of, I wouldn't want to weld all day with that. It would get pretty hot. So back to, they've got some MIG gun. You can actually set the MIG gun up for a 2-touch, which is just basically on off. It's got a 4-touch. You can set it up for spot weld. 4 touches, you pull it once to get it started. You can let it weld and you pull it again, or maybe you push it twice, I don't know. Anyway, I haven't played with that much. Like I say, I'm not but there's a 4ST, and you can set start slope, crater. Like I say, all you guys that know how to weld and do this stuff every day would understand that more than me. I'm not an expert welder. I know how to stick weld. Now, back to, if we hit home, we go back, we can go to stick welding. You can pick between 60, like 6011 or 7018. Those are your 2 selections. You can select your rod size, and when you select that, it automatically changes your settings here. Also, like if you're going to go, amperage will go up depending on thickness of steel. Fans cooled down finally. VRD, this is voltage reduction, I believe. That's supposedly supposed to keep you from getting shocked. We've got arc force. You can turn this up or down. It does make a difference on welding. And then we've got the hot start. You can turn it up or down. These settings are on 5 from. And also here's a memory. So if you got something, let's say you figured out I can 7018 this piece of metal best on these settings, then you can save your. You can go in memory. Let's see. I don't know how many. I'm not sure. It shows 20 memories, so that's a lot. And you can leave a note on each one. So go back to home. We can go to settings. You can of course change it from metric to imperial. You can change the screen from dark to light. This is the dark mode, whichever one you like better. I actually think it's a little easier to see the light one in daytime because you don't have as much glare, or you don't notice the glare as bad. Contact us. You can email Kickstart backers, other customers, toll-free number, 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. So I think they're doing a pretty good job about getting, this tells us what we got here. And these may be upgradable. I don't know if there's any, I don't see a memory stick or anything like that. So I don't know how they would upgrade them. TIG settings, I don't have a TIG torch. I'm gonna try to get one, but you can pick between stainless and steel. You can pick different size tungsten from 1/16 to 1/8 inch. You got 3/16, you can go up to 3/8. And there's a spot time feature where you can, now this TIG I believe is scratch start or what they call lift start, so it doesn't have a pedal. It does have a plug-in here, and I believe one is for a spool gun and one is for, I'm not sure what that one's for. Let's go back to, let's go to help. Help's kind of cool because it flies out here. Let's go to, well, let's pick stick and we'll go to help. You can go to diagram and flip through. This is TIG mode. Shows you how to set up your TIG torch. Shows your gas going in there, but I'm not sure. Like I say, I don't have the TIG torch. I'm gonna see if they'll send me one. I'd like to get a TIG torch. One thing I did notice about the case is it doesn't set flat on a table. It's kind of built with a twist in it. My table's pretty flat, but this thing is not. So MIG welding, you hook this into this side, and that, I guess, completes the ground circuit. When you're arc welding, you plug your stick welding, you put your electrode in here for electrode positive, electrode negative, you swap these two. Cooling fan kicks in every now and then, but there's a little bit of room in here for some storage. This is the 110 to 240 adapter. You got 045, 035, 035, 045. It sent me two of those. I don't know why. But I've got a 030 and a, this is an 035 and a 030. So it's got a few different selections on wire sizes. This is really easy to change. You just flip that off of there. It's got spring tension you can adjust here, one-handed. This is, like I say, I need to get gas. This does have gas hookup. Didn't come with a regulator, but it did come with the accessories for that. So one thing I don't know for sure, I'm running flux core with this tip, and I don't know that this is what you should be using for that, but I do know this gun gets pretty darn hot. Heats up pretty fast. The electrode holder is not bad. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going to last a long time, but same way with the ground. It's you know, kind of, it gets the job done. Shit. What's wrong? I don't have enough tungsten sticking out. Well, it's working though. I had to bring my yes welder up here so the expert Eric can show me how to TIG weld.
Some bitch got hot.
Quit cussing on my video,
Oh.
sorry. Anyway, yeah, it did get hot. Warp it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it works pretty good. Pretty neat little welder. Yeah. It's got some different settings on. What's this? You want more arc force, you can turn it up. Let's turn it up. We'll go to 10. All right. What about hot start? You want hot start? 10. All right, you're ready. You got all the.
I got everything turned on.
You got everything now. There's the hot start. I don't know if the arc force is working for you.
What's that supposed to do?
Let's build big in deeper.
I'm digging in pretty deep.
You're doing pretty good. That's half inch plate. Not bad.
I'm dig.
All right, we gotta go max. Amps. 180. 180.
That's it?
That's all we got.
Alright. Yep, stand back.
Yep. You might need leathers for this.
Won't you? Hot.
That's pretty dang hot.
It is hot.
Is the stinger burning your hand?
That ain't bad.
Ain't bad.
Huh?
I can't believe this ground don't get any hotter than it does. It's about
You ain't
burned
got much ground
about
on it,
burned the
though.
wire in half. Okay, to sum up the video, things I like about this welder, the processes are very easy to understand on the screen. It gets you in a ballpark of the settings if you just tell it the process you're using, the wire size you're using, that kind of stuff. You put the inputs in, it gets you close. We actually did some TIG welding with it. Have not done gas MIG welding. I don't have the gas for that. I have used stick welding. It works really well with stick. This welder, you can throw it in the back of the pickup. You can take it, do a repair. You can actually do, it's got an adapter to go to 110. You could actually do a repair off of a 110 outlet. It seems to me like it worked pretty well with 332 rod, which you can do a lot of repairs with 332 7018. So if a person needs something that's portable, handy, I wouldn't probably want to use it every day, but for a guy that doesn't need a welder every day, it'd probably do pretty well. Anyway, I don't know how long it'll last. I don't know, but I have been impressed with the ability to run. It'll run 180 amps on DC stick, and you can push 7018 pretty good with it. We ran some 532. 7018 seemed to do pretty well. Now, I don't know if it would run them continuous. I don't think it would, but it never seemed to. I didn't see any issues with that, so seems to be a pretty solid little welder. Some of the accessories I think could be improved, you know, the cables, ground clamp, but a person could update that or upgrade that himself, I'm sure. Anyway, that's the DP200 yes welder.